From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening, I'm Danielle Shenk with your headlines for Friday, August 8th. Starting with new details from Glenwood, Iowa, where a quiet neighborhood became a crime scene Wednesday night. Authorities confirmed 71-year-old Dennis Burnell shot and killed neighbors 38-year-old Brandon Ullman and his 35-year-old wife Stevie after a dispute. Burnell then returned to his home where an explosion and fire broke out. He was taken into custody from the burning home and remains in critical condition. Police say he has a history of neighbor disputes, including a harassment conviction last year, and could face charges if he recovers. Sticking with crime, a man was sentenced to 360 days in jail for hitting and killing a pedestrian last year and leaving the scene. 41-year-old Michael Hockman pleaded guilty to attempted Class 3A felony and false reporting. In February 2024, 64-year-old Stephen Keith was hit by two cars near 27th and Old Dairy Road. Hockman fled but later turned himself in. In northeast Nebraska, a small plane made an emergency landing yesterday afternoon. The Madison County Sheriff's Office says the Wisconsin pilot survived and was found after a Mayday call led deputies to a bean field east of Norfolk. And a Nebraska City couple is lucky to be alive after firefighters rescued them from their burning home last night. Trapped upstairs with smoke filling the house, the woman stayed on the phone with 911 to guide crews to their location. 2 dogs were also saved. The couple was flown to a Lincoln hospital, but no word yet on the cause. In other news, Lincoln Public Schools identified a record 853 homeless students last year, 40% living in shelters, the highest number since their outreach program began in 2005. The McKinney-Vento program provides supplies, meals, waived fees, and access to activities.
Something that we can provide is just a little bit of hope that, at least parents and family members don't necessarily need to worry about their children's education or even being able to get their kids to and from school.
In particular, what's important to us is they pick our kids up first and they drop them off last with the bus, and that allows them not to have any stigma about staying in a shelter.
Pastor Tom adds there are 65 children currently living in the shelter, with at least 50 of them school-aged. Now, as LPS students head back to school next week, police are reminding drivers to slow down in school zones. Since 2022, more than 800 speeding tickets have been issued, 120 so far this year. Most drivers were caught going 11 to 15 miles over the limit, but 7 were caught going 21 to 35 miles over, putting the city on pace for a 4-year high. Starting Wednesday, August 13th, LPD will run a traffic enforcement project targeting school zone speeders. Drivers should watch for flashing lights and posted signs. Turning now to UNL, Athletic Director Troy Dannon addressed several key topics this morning, including the Memorial Stadium project, which has been put on hold. Dannon said no plans will be presented to the board due to financial challenges, including a $27.5 million budget cut.
The time is not now, in the midst of what I would almost level some degree of crisis on campus, consternation at the very least, crisis at the very most. Now's not the time to debut a big capital project. But we're going to continue to work on the plans. We're going to continue to fine-tune the financial model.
Still, some changes are coming this season. With alcohol sales starting, the stadium will enforce a no re-entry policy and increase security inside. And volleyball fans can look forward to Koch Arena's capacity expanding from just over 8,300 to more than 10,000 seats, plus new seat backs replacing the old plywood in the lower bowl for improved comfort. Sticking with volleyball, Merritt Beeson is back in Nebraska. The former Husker All-American signed with the Omaha Supernovas on the first day of free agency. Beeson took a call from John Cook, her former coach and now the Supernovas GM. She admits the conversation was unique since she still calls him coach, even though he's now her boss.
I wanted to get back to Omaha. I would say going into the free agency, that was kind of my top choice, just because I wanted to be back in Nebraska. And it's so cliche, but there is no place like Nebraska.
Beeson played her rookie season with the Atlanta Vibe, racking up 191 kills and earning a spot in the PBF All-Star Game. The Supernovas also signed 2 former Blue Jays, Elise Goetzinger and Nora Siss. Rounding out your night beat is a check of the 7-day forecast.
You've been listening to The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.